What is going on, everybody? Today is July 25th. It is Wednesday, hump day. So, little market recap for everybody. This week so far, we have just been seeing slow conditions, really no buying volume. But today looked very, very, very good pre-market. I was pumped. I was ready to go. There were so many stocks on the gap up list that were low floats that immediately got me excited and thinking that volume is finally starting to make its way back, and I was expecting to see big moves today. So let's get into it. Yesterday, the hot play was NIHD. This had a really good pattern yesterday. And look at this. This is a higher float stock. It had a nice move up here from 430 up to 560. And then the rest of the day, it just consolidated and played out like this. And there was opportunity on this. This is what I like to see right here. From around the $5 area to a high of the 540s. You could have scalped this multiple times right here, buying low, selling high. And it just goes to show, after a morning spike, if you keep an eye on a stock, there's opportunity still left in it. When it pulled back here to a mental resistance area of $5, get in, pops over $5 and this VWAP right here, and just sell into these pops. Buy in when it pulls back, sell into these pops up above the VWAP here when it crosses over $5 as well. This was looking prime at the end of the day for a nice end of the day spike, as it was making higher lows right here, coming up to this resistance right here. But it just goes to show we are not seeing buying volume. This closed right here, and people who held onto this stock overnight kind of got screwed. As you can see, it gapped down a little bit, sold off, and now it's doing a U-shape. But there's still opportunity there, as this is a good morning washout and a potential spike right here. It still has potential to keep going. It's just about being patient and familiarizing yourself with patterns. And then we also had, well, I'll get into this. Monday I didn't trade. Tuesday I didn't trade. I have not been liking these market conditions. And today, Wednesday, finally I made a trade. I didn't make just one trade. I traded twice. I hate to break it to you guys. I took a loss. So I'm going to end the week. I know I'm not going to trade the rest of the week. I'm going to let the rest of the week play out, see if anything happens, and see if we get any buying volume back. I traded twice today. We'll go over those in just a second. I was really, really pumped this morning. The first trade I took was CODX. Now, I was green on this one, but I was green by what was it? It was a $30 winner, but after commissions, what am I bringing home? $20. So nothing really woohoo about. I was really liking this one, as it did have news here this morning pre-market. It is a low float, and it goes from 340s all the way up to 470s. Pulled back here, and right when it opened at the bell. Look at my mindset right here. So this little red line right here, let's make this bigger so we can see. This little red line right here, this is the open, okay? Now when this opened up, it dropped down, and then it started making a U shape back around. Now, I was getting the impression that this was going to be a red to green move, and it's at a perfect area right here. It's at a mental resistance of $4. Perfect $4 break for a red to green move. When it popped over this $4 line right here, it just did not get any buying volume. So I got stubborn on it. As you can see, I sold half of my position here, over $4, just to lock in something. And then I used my other half to see if it will bounce off the $4 and start making higher lows to start moving up. But when it came down to $4 and it broke, I simply got out. I want to get out as quick as possible. I lost 2 cents from where I bought in. So like I said, I only made like $20 on this after commissions. I'll bring my P&L over for you guys so you can see right here, CODX 36.22. But after commissions, like I said, it's looking at a $20 winner. But then my demise. I was really keeping a close eye on AWX this morning. Yesterday, this had a really good spike. This is a really low float stock. It went from 220, spiked up to over $3, pulled back, and then spiked at the end of the day up to high 330s. And if you look at chart history, it's got an ugly chart history to it. Really ugly. Really ugly on this. As you can see, all these red, if you can see all these red wicks right here, look at that. It goes up, up, and it gives it right all back. So this one yesterday, I was surprised to see when this spiked, it actually held its gains. So I was thinking today would be a continuation spike maybe. I was looking for something fast on this. I wasn't looking to keep holding it. Just because it held its gains here doesn't mean it's gonna hold its gains over here. It opened up here at 360 and immediately it hit the scanners. AWX, AWX, AWX popped up to 380 and then just completely dropped down. There was so many huge sellers on this, on the times and sales. I was seeing big block orders pop up. Huge block orders, 10,000, 11,000, 5,000. I'm like, holy crap. This thing was selling hard. And look, it dropped from 380 down to 335. It bounced here. This white line right here is the previous day's close. It bounced right off of this line a couple times and then it cracked again. So this is where I got into it. I was thinking this was going to be a perfect U-shape opportunity. This came all the way down and then it slowly started making higher lows. So I was like, okay, this is slowly starting to make higher lows. When it came up here, I got in at 340. And when I got in at 340, it was like I bought at the perfect time for this to start dropping. Anticipating it to just start coming back up, U-shaping up to the open here, and maybe start selling into the open. And then if it popped over the open, sell into the spike over the open. But that just never happened. So literally the exact point I got in on this, it started to fall and it fell hard. Look at that line right there. The emotion right there. So, and then I simply won't lie, I got stubborn and I let this bottom out around $3. So buying in with 800 shares at 340 and then letting it drop 40 cents on me like that, that's just unacceptable. I can't be doing that. So that's why I said I'm done for the rest of the week. I gotta get back to discipline and just waiting for market conditions. Clearly, market conditions are not great right now, and I do not want to force anything. I let this bottom out, and as soon as it bounced up, I sold. I'll bring over my P&L. This one was a $280 loss. So after my first winner, I'm looking at a loss on this around, I would say $250. So a $250 loss, for me, that's small. So I'm not upset about the loss. I could have done better about getting out on this. That's why it's very important to cut your losses as fast as you can. As soon as I got in on this, and as soon as this broke the previous red candle right here, I should have gotten out immediately. But I got stubborn. I wanted this to break out. You can't hold and hope. You can't. So I bit the bullet on this. I got stubborn and I took a little loss. That just goes to show right now, market conditions are not back yet. It did look good today. And then we also had BLNK pop up pre-market on. It came out with news right before the market opened. It came out with news here at 9:15, and it went from 340 up to 380. And I was keeping an eye on this one. I was watching this one in AWX right at the open, and it sold off. And then it looked like it was going to make a U shape here and try to do a red to green move, but volume never came on it. No volume at all. This was only at around 300,000 in volume, and now look at it, it's just petering off. There was so many stocks up pre-market though that I was just excited for. I got up at 7:30 and just slowly watched the news feed, and then the pre-market gap up list, and all these low floats started popping up, and I got a little tickle in my stomach because I was like, okay, finally, a week and a half of just really sitting on my hands, not being aggressive. Maybe today's the day. Hump day? Unfortunately not. Anyway, you can't let it bring you down. You just got to learn from it and move on. And you got to adapt to the market conditions. Right now is great opportunities for shorts. CRMD was the other one that I was looking at. This popped up over the 200-day moving average here pre-market, and it simply popped up to 50 cents, fell down. It had a nice spike here on the first minute candle from 38 cents to 45 cents, but look at it now. It's just dying off. And right here, pre-market, you can see this is a head and shoulders pattern. You got a shoulder right here. This is the head, and here's the other shoulder. And look at where it's at. These are patterns you have to know and familiarize yourself with. These are basic patterns. This was the one that spiked 2 days ago real fast right here. And it looks like it's having a little something, but it only has 53,000 in volume. So when stocks have such low volume like this, you don't want to try to predict where it's going to go. You simply want to go where the volume's going. Wait for a pattern that you know to set itself up. Execute when that pattern sets itself up. That's all it is. And determining on market conditions, if we are in very, very good market conditions, that's when you go and be aggressive. When we're in crappy market conditions like we are right now, that's when you take your size and you don't go all in. You cut back. And then we also had CHFS pop up on the scanners this morning. But CHFS, so far this year, has just been a crapshoot. Every time this gapped up, it's just failed. It would have a fake out breakout in the morning, just fail like I said. Back in 2007, CHFS was hot. CHFS was one of those stocks when it started spiking, you got in on it. Not this year, and it just goes to show you nothing lasts forever. I'm done for the rest of the week. I don't like the market conditions. I traded today. I just don't feel comfortable with anything right now. Clearly, what they say to do is follow the smart money. And where the smart money is this week is in the earnings. Facebook earnings, Google earnings. Netflix had earnings. All these big companies are having earnings. So that's going to take away a lot of volume because people are going to be, all the big boys, all the big money is going to be looking at those. And that's going to take away volume from us in the penny stock world. Keep watching NIHD right here. This is like I said, a lower or a higher flow play. I think the flow on NIHD is 55 million, I'm gonna guess. No, the float's 100 million. This is too high of a float for me. I wouldn't play something like this. I like to stick to low flow plays. But I took a loss this week. Thought I'd go over a quick couple plays with you guys. During crappy market conditions like this, it's just always good to observe and study. Study, and be patient and wait for market conditions to come back. They will return. Every day is a new day. Every week is a new week. Just simply waiting for market conditions. That's my strategy. That's the way I like to roll. During market strategies, that's when I like to, or during my market strategy is when the market's hot, I be aggressive. When it's not hot, and it's crappy like this, and we're not seeing volume, that's when I scale back on my share sizes and I don't go aggressive. So I'll just be keeping an eye on stocks that are up on the watch list right now, keeping an eye on the scanners. Like I said, it's still early in the day, and also I am still keeping an eye on NHD. I am still keeping an eye on DDE. This had a good spike pre-market the other day. I mean, it had good opportunity right here, but it's just been consolidating right here. And it's having trouble breaking over this resistance here at 320. So this could be starting to look for its next leg up. We'll see. I don't want to predict it. I just simply want to react to markets, react to tickers. But all right, guys, little quick video for you guys. Be patient. Just study your butt off. Sit on your hands and study. All right, guys. Later.